Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host, Kieran Mack, as always, and delighted you're here with us again for another show. Now, before we do get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when the next podcast or show is uploaded onto the platform. And if you want to support the show, the easiest, the best way to do it is just become a channel member. Details down below in the description, and it's as simple as hitting the button join. But now that it's all done and dusted, let's jump into those trending stories here in Thailand today. Phuket is removing the rainbow zebra crossings installed for Pride Month in June due to an increase in motorcycle accidents caused by the slippery paint. The crossings, located at the Chartered Bank intersection in Phuket town, will be replaced with standard red and white crossings, according to the Phuket Deputy Mayor. The removal process will start from Pattaya Road, involving the use of a backhoe to dig up the coloured pavement. New asphalt will be applied before repainting. The work will be done at night and is expected to take 4 days to complete all 4 crosswalks. Motorcyclists are advised to exercise caution while driving during the construction, especially in rainy conditions. The rainbow crossings were originally painted for the Discover Phuket Pride 2024 event held on June 29th. Although they became a popular tourist attraction, they were later criticized for causing several motorcycle accidents during wet weather. And now the news that many tourists and even expats have been waiting for since the end of May of this year. Thailand will expand visa exemption for citizens of more countries starting this Monday, July 15th, to boost tourism and encourage longer stays, according to the Interior Ministry spokeswoman today. Interior Minister Anathan Charvakul signed 4 documents to ease travel for foreigners, which will be effective on Monday once published in the Royal Gazette. These directives include expanding the list of countries eligible for visa-free entry from 57 to 93, allowing visitors from these countries to stay for up to 60 days. Additionally, Thailand will nearly double the number of countries eligible for visa on arrivals, increasing from 19 to 31. Thailand will also introduce the Destination Thailand Visa service, aimed at digital nomads, freelancers, and visitors interested in activities like cooking, Muay Thai. The new visa type, valid for 5 years, allows holders to stay for up to 180 days. Furthermore, students holding visas for master's degree or higher will be permitted to stay in Thailand for an additional year after graduation to seek employment or travel. Now, these measures follow the Cabinet's resolution in principle in May to stimulate the economy and tourism. The announcement, initially planned for June, was delayed. So this is the news that a lot of people have been waiting for. The current process is it's now gone to the Prime Minister's office for his signature. Then it'll be sent over for royal endorsement, then published in the Royal Gazette, and I expect to see it in the Royal Gazette either Saturday or Sunday. So that'll make it law. In terms of the additional countries for the visa exempt, and they've increased from 57 to 93. We don't know what those countries are as of yet. We do not know either the countries that have been given visa on arrival. So there's an increase from 19 to 31. Obviously, when it is published in the Royal Gazette, that's when all the finer details will be unveiled. Again, in relation to Destination Thailand Visa, we know it's coming. We just don't know the criteria or the eligibility or how you will get this. We do know it'll be about 10,000 baht, and that's about it. But again, once it's published this weekend in the Royal Gazette, we will be on top of that. We'll get it translated and we'll get it on to the Thai Expat Daily Show for you guys. So once you have that information, I'm sure it'll be very valuable to you. For me, and in terms of where this goes, I think this is fantastic news for the Thai tourism industry. I think this will encourage people to stay here longer in the country, even if it's another week extra on their holiday. I know a lot of people who come to Thailand for 30 days because they get the 30 days on arrival, and they're happy with that. But it's always in their mind that they would love to stay longer. But the hassle of going down to immigration and going through the ordeal of getting your 30 days more for 1,900 baht kind of turns them off, especially if in more remote, let's say, provinces, not Phuket, but let's say you're in Pattaya or somewhere else. It's quite a distance to the local immigration office, for example, if you're staying in the Khao Lak area. So that, I think, will encourage people for sure. A lot of people just don't want to be bothered to apply for visas too, and they like just the ease of being able to get on a plane with their passport and go. So I think this will certainly increase tourism in the country. Again, for the visa exempt, I think, or for the visa on arrival, I think this is great news for other countries. But as I said, we don't have those countries yet, but when we do, we will have them here for you on the show as always. So, but I'd love to know, guys, what you really think about this. Do you think this will increase tourism in the country, which is what the government are really trying to do, because they basically put all their eggs into tourism this year to save the economy. So do you think it will work? I'd love to know your opinions, as always, down below in the comment section. On the evening of July 11th, entrepreneurs, local leaders and residents of Pattaya gathered at the entrance of Pattaya Walking Street to protest a cable news channel's headline that labelled Pattaya as Sin City and a grey paradise for tourists visiting the land of prostitutes. Now, protesters held signs calling for the repeal of the anti-prostitution laws and the decriminalization of sex work. The hashtag #SavePattaya trended on social media, with demands for the media outlet to take responsibility for its portrayal of the city. In response, the news station issued an apology, stating that their intention was to highlight the need for legislation to protect sex workers. Business representatives acknowledged the presence of sex workers in Pattaya, but argued that the negative language and image ignored the city's diverse attractions that draw tourists from all around the world. Lisa Hamilton, president of the Pattaya Nightlife Business Association, emphasized that Pattaya is not solely defined by its nightlife tourism. She stated that portraying Pattaya as a sin city devalues other professions and called for accountability for news that harms Pattaya's image. President of the Pattaya Entertainment and Tourism Industry Association added that Pattaya is an economic hub where people come to work, earn money and support their families. He stressed that nightlife workers contribute significantly to the country's economy and that other tourism-related professionals should not be looked down upon. The president of the Pattaya Business and Tourism Association urged the media to present more positive and creative news perspectives, portraying Pattaya as a city of opportunity where people work legally, follow social rules, and generate income for the country. He acknowledged the presence of issues in Pattaya, but noted that such issues exist in other tourist cities as well. And the deputy mayor of Pattaya stated that no one in Pattaya likes the negative characterization. He highlighted Pattaya's traditions, culture, beautiful seas, the famous Kolarn, and numerous events that stimulate the tourism economy, including world-class sports events like the Pattaya Marathon and various monthly events. He emphasized that nightlife entertainment exists everywhere, not just in Pattaya. So this caused quite the stir down in Pattaya. I don't know, and it's interesting, I can't seem to find the name of the channel that broadcast this and what they were really talking about. It is interesting that they do admit that there is, prostitution in Pattaya and, that kind of a nightlife, which is a far cry from what the government seemed to say, which says it doesn't exist at all. So maybe they could both get on the same page. Again, this seems to be like maybe the news article focused wrongly on maybe Pattaya, but was trying to highlight something. And I think people got a bit bent out of shape about it. News articles are always going to highlight the negative of things, because the truth is the positive generates no views or clicks. And in a world of clicks and views on social media and, YouTube and all this, content creators and even myself, good news makes absolute nothing for you. I have tried on my other channels on TikTok and whatnot to bring a good news story each and every day. And I can tell you that the good news stories have the least amount of views every single day. And it's just sometimes not worth doing. So I can understand from the media's point of view why they would focus on the negative aspect, but maybe trying to do something about it and maybe improve people's lives. This goes into the deeper aspect of whether or not sex work should be legalized here in the country or not. And that's a whole different story and a whole different argument. But for now, we'll say that the people of Pattaya have certainly won by the media company taking down the story and making a public apology. I do note that the most interesting part is where they're protesting outside of Walking Street. There is a massive glowing sign for a weed shop. I mean, literally, it's lit up like a Christmas tree. So they did very well out of this protest. They got very big advertisement on all media outlets around the country. So well done to them. But nevertheless, these things will happen, and such is life. But I'd love to know your opinion on it all. Do you think these people are overreacting? Are they maybe hiding from the truth of what Pattaya really is? I'd love to know what you think about it down below in the comments section. And finally, a Japanese man, Mr. Yoshiki, caused significant turmoil. Oh, by the way, In Pattaya, at an Agogo bar after arguing with his girlfriend, an employee at the bar, on July 10th. He rammed his car into the bar, causing extensive damage and attempted to flee, hitting several parked and passing cars. Residents captured and beat him, resulting in injuries to his face and body. He received first aid before being taken to the hospital. The police conducted a drug test and Mr. Yoshuki remained hospitalized, unable to provide information. Victims are filing reports about the damages. Security guard Samporn Sertong, who was injured during the incident, recounted that Mr. Yoshuki repeatedly tried to hit him with the car before it lost control. Samporn managed to grab the keys and pull Mr. Yoshuki out, who apologized for his actions. Eyewitness Mrs. Jaruda described how Mr. Yoshuki argument with his girlfriend escalated, leading him to ram his car into the bar. Public recordings of the incident showing Mr. Yoshuki crashing into the bar and fleeing have been handed over to police as evidence. And there you go. We just talked about how Pattaya, wants to improve its image. And then, well, we have a story like this. But that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in.